Israelis have also added the condition that Iran destroy all of its ballistic missile threat. It has severed its relations with the various nations resisting Israeli expansion in the event. Of course, Israel has effectively neutered those forward positions, passed the law, and has devastated Syria, deprived it of any ability to defend itself, and it's now going after Iran in the same way. So this is a very unseemly sort of situation, and we really cannot predict. No one can predict what President Trump will decide.
As we record this program on June 18th, the bombardment is increasing. It's going beyond the nuclear facilities by Israel and the U.S. They're now hitting banks. They're hitting residential buildings. They're hitting some oil facilities. Give us your projection as much as you can in terms of how can this lead to any kind of reversal from its momentum toward total obliteration of the Iranian regime, and tell us what Iran can do when it realizes that that's where it's headed in terms of retaliation, either in the Gulf or elsewhere.
Well, it's obvious if you listen to President Trump when he was asked how he reacted to the head of the National Intelligence Department. It's a coward statement agreeing with the CIA and others with Mossad that Iran does not get a decision to build a nuclear weapon. This is responsible. I don't care what she said, I believe Iran is doing. The source of information for the president, in other words, is not the expensive $80 billion intelligence apparatus we have. It is Fox News, and his administration and staff with talking heads from Fox News. So that's the first point. The second point is the threat to kill a foreign leader risks a reciprocal threat from that foreign leader's government will do. If Mr. Trump knows where the Ayatollah Khamenei is, the Ayatollah also knows where Mr. Trump is, and so does his government. This is not the sort of game or threat that you should hinder because it could be fatal. There have been, in recent days, massive deployments of aerial tankage capabilities to Crete, Cyprus, and other places offshore in the Mediterranean. These are essential, or would be essential, to support heavy bombers that could attempt to destroy the nuclear facilities underground at Fordo, which are very far underground. And it's not even certain that a nuclear weapon could destroy those, but the pieces are being put in place to try if Mr. Trump authorizes them. I mentioned oil facilities, and let me just say that I think it's very striking that in the beginning, Israel did not strike oil facilities in Iran. President Trump doesn't want the price of oil to go up, but the price of gas to go up at the pump. And I think one of the conditions that he said was no attacking oil facilities. Iran then struck the refinery in Haifa, and the Israelis were felt free to counterattack oil facilities in Iran. So this is a very dangerous situation. We don't know where it is going to go. There is an effort being made in the Congress, half-heartedly, and against great pressure from the Zionist lobby, to invoke the constitutional authority for Congress to declare war and to ban the president from unilaterally doing so. But so far, the evidence is poor that any such effort could possibly succeed. Last thought, I mentioned the obliteration of Iran by Israel. That is not going to happen. Iran is a very large country. It's larger than France and Germany and other parts of Western Europe put together. It's heavily mountainous. It has a history of civilization for 3,000 years. The Romans spent 5 centuries at least trying to take it and never succeeded. It is a resilient people. They are very nationalistic. Instead of dismaying them, what Israel has done is unify them in opposition. I'm told the level of hatred of Israel in Iran now is white hot and unprecedented. The hatred of the United States, which was not a factor very much. The Iranians have traditionally been very pro-American, is also very great. So there will be no obliteration when this ends. There will still be an Israel, there will still be an Iran. Israel may in fact be in greater jeopardy of regime change than Iran, because the disaffection in Israel, the number of factors disuniting Israelis, is very, very large. And the government of Mr. Netanyahu is in a precarious position, and was so even before missiles started raining down on it, which they will continue to do, because Iran has an ample supply, some of which was cut off apparently by a closure of the entrances to underground storage facilities, but those entrances are now being cleared, and we haven't seen the end of this on either side.
Well, let's look at the balance of military power here. It seems like Israel has an endless supply of bombs and ammunition, refueling tankers, like an open checkbook with the U.S. resources. Whereas Iran has lost a lot of missiles to the Israeli preemptive attacks, and they simply don't have the firepower to continue. Already, in the first week, the number of Israeli missiles has far outpaced the number of Iranian missiles, and the number of Iranian missiles shot down is far higher, because the Iranians don't have a capacity to shoot down these ballistic missiles or even the drones currently. So don't you think this is going to play out much more quickly? Because Iran is out of retaliation, so to speak. All they have is the ability to jam the Hormuz Straits and block oil tankers streaming out to Europe. Don't you think that's a calculation now in terms of the U.S. government and the Israeli government, that time is not on the side of Iran? Russia and China are not going to come with much military assistance to Iran.
Well, there's a great difference between Israel, which is essentially a military extension of the United States, military-industrial complex, and has the unstanding support of the United States, and Iran, which is on its own. Iran has no military ally. It has a strategic relationship with Russia. The Russians, after the war, will undoubtedly assist Iran in reconstituting its air defenses and beefing them up, and I suspect the Chinese will too, because they have come out forcefully against the Israeli aggression against Iran. But neither is going to commit its own force. The Russians have their hands full in Europe. The Chinese have no desire to emulate the United States by intervening in wars far from their shores. The key to this really is that Israel has up to now enjoyed public impunity for its actions